Now, you don't know what...
From his phone, the images weren't able to be recovered.
The next one?
The next one's from John Mello, same date at 8:33 a.m. It says, email please to this me photo.
And Zach Hughes' response?
Excellent, haha.
Now, you don't know what that photo is.
No, sir.
Do you know when John Mello emailed Zach Hughes photos of Christina Parcell with no clothes on? We've looked at them all morning.
I know it was around this time. I don't recall the exact date, but I know it was around this time.
What about May, middle of May?
Yes, sir.
Sound right? All right. Go back to the top.
He, right after that, says, of her, photo great. Great photo of her is how I see that. John Mello, just shortly after, responds with thanks. And then I-bar got a, I don't have an interpretation for that. This is also on April 17th of 21 at 8:38. Zach Hughes messages, let's talk later, next hour's teaching, I'm the 6'4" butt. I translate that as, let's talk later, I'm teaching. He's busy teaching something. Shortly after, you stop thinking, guys, been about none. And Mr. Mello responds with thanks, okay. Keep a store. This message is from John Mello, April 17th of 21 at 8:39. It states, dollar burner phone, buy cheap, a store. I interpret that he's telling him to buy cheap burner phone from a store. He then states, haha, something else, no for. And then he states, message, ignore that last, shortly after. Then Mr. Mello again states, burner pay, get, will, I, a, but.
What do you interpret that as?
It looks like he's saying he'll pay for the burner phone. A lot of people use, in my training experience, they use burner phones when they don't want, you know, what's on their actual phone to come out. A lot of it's used in a lot of drug deals. Yes, sir.
Are those the WhatsApp messages that we reviewed, that we've been discussing?
2021.
Show you the first one here.
Mr. Mello, he sends another JPEG image to Zach. This is Mr. Mello. He sends another JPEG image to Zachary Hughes. Again, we don't know what the image is. But with that image, he sends a message, and it states, my Christina, I daughters present mother, JPEG, gentlemen and ladies, Parcell. I interpret that as, ladies and gentlemen, I present Christina's mother.
And what about that one?
At 8:18 p.m., the message states, Warren Escort, Caroline, AKA Sweet. And that's relevant in this investigation because, as you saw from some of the items that were in these packages that were mailed out, Caroline Warren's name, the name Caroline Warren was on there.
So those were the...
Zachary Hughes. These are dated from May 23rd, 21 to July the 3rd of 2021. Mr. Mello to Mr. Hughes on May 23rd, 2021 at 2:13 p.m. just states no. The following message is on the following day, May 24th at 1.
And we'll start at the top with the date.
This is from Mr. Mello to Mr. Hughes on May 23rd, 2021 at 2:13 p.m. just states no. The following message is on the following day, May 24th at 3:42 a.m. It states, Part V is writing its best. A few hours later at 8:15, Mello states, Listen should make that you from today, Greenville, thinking I'm. And then a couple minutes later, he sends a message that says mail.
Why did that grab your attention?
Well, that grabbed my attention because he's talking about mailing things from the Greenville area. And I know that,
potentially?
right, potentially. And I know that we've got these, I know Mello states on the same date at 8:17 a.m. an outside mailbox.
And then does Zach Hughes?
Bike my way that. 18 a.m. says all right. He follows that up with a message and it reads, I'm riding bike my way that. I interpret that as I'm riding my bike that way. And then right after that he states, the message says, B want camera on truck. The truck won't be on camera.
And now more from John Mello.
John Mello at 8:19 a.m., still on the 24th of May. This message reads, Charlotte Post, be your day outs info flight mailed from in Wood, same mark, the is Charlotte. I think you skipped over one. You come down a little bit. Then Mello states, puts Charlotte in you, puts you in Charlotte. Mr. Mello then states at 8:20 a.m., it says, and sunglasses, baseball, wear a hat. He's saying, wear a baseball hat and sunglasses.
Now, did you, in viewing Mr. Hughes' phone, were you able to determine whether Mr. Hughes visited Mr. Mello?
Yes.
And what about time what date did he visit Mr. Mello?
It was in June, early June of 2021.
How do you know that?
That is from just conversations that were pulled from FaceTime. It was a recording of a FaceTime between John Mello and Aida Mello.
And who was doing the recording of the FaceTime?
I believe it was Zach Hughes that was doing the recording from his phone. John Mello's talking to Aida.
And about what time was that?
That was May 31st, 2021.
And was John Mello in Italy?
John Mello was in Italy. Therefore, Zach was in Italy.
All right. And then finally, they continue this conversation.
Yes, sir. They continue at 8:20 a.m. John Mello's, the message says, misspelling of phone, lobby, your, into, or Poinsett, on, go, the hotel, upstairs, down, sit, and play. I believe he's saying go to the Poinsett Hotel and sit down upstairs and play, likely the piano, because that's what his background is in. At 8:21, still on May 24th, John Mello states nice. A minute later, it says, time you post downtown 27, he has even our postman, it made camera 2 gets by office if on stops thee. I know that he's talking about a postman and he's talking about a camera. He then states, from come it anywhere would. I look at that and see it could come from anywhere.
And then what does Zach Hughes say?
At 8:24 a.m., it states, bought gray baseball yesterday, a nondescript cap.
So as far as your investigation is concerned, how did you interpret that?
With these last few messages, they're obviously trying to conceal identity, trying to keep out of view of cameras that may be nearby.